We have been listening to lots approximately XRP's capacity destiny charge targets. We've been hearing lots about how XRP is about to blow up. We've been, seeing all of those posts about how XRP is prepared to head. And I recognize that it does get tiresome. I understand that it does get repetitive. But in this video, I definitely need to move over a lot of information extra so around T to genuinely type of display you guys where we are at proper now and why you've got zero challenge at this modern moment in time about XRP and where we're headed. So with that being said, welcome to the channel. Everyone, my name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, optimistically with the aid of the give up of this video, you do become a subscriber. The usual market has been on fire due to the fact going lower back to November. And whilst we do look at the marketplace these days, I get that the remaining, roughly, you understand, I want to mention like weeks. I'm just going to mention 3 weeks without a doubt, because it looks like all of it commenced in the beginning of December. So for like the last 3 weeks, it hasn't been that interesting around the space. We've simply been reducing. We've been buying and selling sideways. And numerous human beings are getting a bit aggravated with this. They're getting frustrated. Again, I say, when we truly take a look at this space, are we genuinely going to get involved when this is what the 1 year chart seems like for XRP? This is what the only month chart looks like for XRP. XRP continues to be up 60, nearly 7% on the only month right now. On the only 12 months, we're nevertheless up over 250%. But even with regards to Bitcoin, right? Like if we examine Bitcoin on the remaining 1 month, it hasn't finished much. On the 112 months, although we are up almost 120%. For me, in my opinion, there may be no issue approximately this latest rate movement with Bitcoin or even simply the market in popular. Like if we genuinely move and study even just Ethereum, and I convey this up just to sort of compare an assessment, we move all of the mana again right here to 2020, into 20, into 21. Yes, movements have been being made return right here in 2020 into December. However, maximum of the biggest, like the largest actions of the cycle did not officially hit until 2021. However, it did begin at the give up of December in 2020. And this is precisely what I suppose is taking place proper now, as this marketplace is just form of reducing and we're watching for something to occur. I do trust that the biggest moves of this cycle start on the give up of this month. Because of this, we possibly have approximately 3 to love 6 months or so to certainly make us a lot of cash as viable off of these vintage coins. Now, we pump into the autumn and even you realize the winter time of 2025, it's possible, but a number of antique coins will pinnacle out in advance. I simply want to strain that to you men. However, we're not worried approximately time frames. We're no longer, you already know, right here are expecting when things are going to pinnacle out. The biggest element that I in particular am targeted on is simply how bullish this area certainly appears at the macro. And I need to pressure that the macro, so on the zoomed out charts, the entirety is high quality, however, on the decreased time frames. Yeah, we're cutting. Yeah, it's bloody. Yes, it's now not amusing, but that is precisely what you realize trading seems like. That's exactly what lower time body trading is all about. So as we absolutely look at the gap proper now, am I concerned? Absolutely not. I simply want to make sure that you guys apprehend that. But let's talk about some things. Let's communicate about why I, in my opinion, believe that XRP proper now is so bullish and that quite a few human beings are simply not bullish sufficient on XRP. Let's start out with the catalyst. Number one, we've got the SEC lawsuit, which Gary Gensler is stepping down on January 20th. On pinnacle of Gary Gensler stepping down and the lawsuit maximum possibly getting absolutely thrown out is going to be in the back of us for my part in region 1 among 2025. We have ROUSD. So ROUSD is now live on global exchanges. It's formally launched and that is step one. This is the first step with the entire tokenization revolution taking place on the XRPL. But whilst we think about that, blended with what we are hearing from RippleXDev regarding a whole lot of these amendments, which might be clearly forging that path to institutional DeFi and tokenization as a whole, we have a massive catalyst in the back of the XRP ledger, which is institutional DeFi and tokenization. And I do think that the ROUSD is considered one of many stable coins that are going to be launching at the XRP ledger. And then on pinnacle of this, right, we additionally have Ripple absolutely helping Trump and this new admin. Again, while we have a look at this admin is pro-crypto. They want to push this space ahead. I've been speaking about it for the last couple of weeks now, and I do assume that Ripple is aware of this. I assume that Ripple is ready for Trump to take office, because I suppose that from that point on, very just like you realize the huge move off of the election proper. Because from November 5th onward, it turned into up handiest. I do accept as true with that after Trump is in office officially, the markets are going to warmth up even hotter. And I suppose that it's going to be very exciting, especially in case you do maintain software tasks, because I do suppose that they may be going to have a big highlight put on them. Now, on pinnacle of all of this, we do pay attention to talks approximately the derivatives exchange that is taking place in 2025 for XRP and the XRP ledger. This is with Bitstamp, aka Robinhood. This is going to be very large as properly. So as we consider all of this, permits, allows, look at the charts, let's test why all cash, along with of path XRP, are beginning to get a bit uninteresting. Well, primary is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is form of spoiling all of the laugh on the day-by-day chart right here. We are finding some resistance right here. We are rejecting the primary initial stage again here on November 22nd, right around kind of 99.6K. And this is after we wicked all the way right down to approximately $92.153. There's quite a few. There is a lot of call for around these ranges down here. But while we look at Bitcoin, yes, is the max pain out of the way? Are we going to go decrease? I want to stress to absolutely everyone proper now, if we have a look at the lower time frames, greater, so the 4 hour. Okay, this is what the 4 hour chart looks like for Bitcoin. Currently speaking, while we study this chart, we nevertheless have some better lows. And if we are going all the manner back to just the 17th, which changed into 4 days ago, I want to stress that 4 days in the past, we've higher highs on this chart as nicely. So presently right now, I'm not too worried with this chart. However, we do have lots of work to do. We have quite a few paintings to do in relation to Bitcoin. First is reclaiming $100,000, which is going to be a huge mental level to regain once more due to the fact once more $100 K is an enormous level. Once we as soon as we without a doubt kind of push through $100 K, it's clean skies to $1.07 K once more. After which potentially to $110,000 plus. But in the brief term, we're most possibly going to cut a chunk. Now, I am watching the midline. I don't want to look at the midline loss, which is right around this 95.6K level, because this is commonly when we begin to see main wicks to the drawback. And that might probably cause a liquidation cascade in which we doubtlessly really go underneath $90.0000. It is viable. And if we do lose these lows going all the manner lower back here to November 26th, then it could get unsightly inside the brief time period. We're speaking about mid to low 80,000 region. Now, on pinnacle of that, why are we targeted on Bitcoin? This is an XRP video. We're talking about how bullish XRP is. Well, that is lower time frames. I just want you men to apprehend that this may basically be just a little pullback within the grand scheme of things. And simply to kind of display you guys what I suggest by way of this is observe the everyday chart for this. Have a look at the daily chart for Bitcoin proper now. I suggest, are we in reality involved at all? Whilst the chart seems like this, absolutely not. Especially whilst we appearance again at what occurred this year already. This changed into March once we had that fine run up. We chopped for a completely long term till we noticed the bullish structure form in this chart. Now, on top of this, if we go all of the way return to 2021, what I turned into speaking approximately with those pullbacks, you understand, being just a small little step in the grand scheme of things. I implied permits truly look lower back right here. I mean, here you've got January of 2021. This is the primary most important correction. And by way of the manner, take a look at those lows, low, decrease low, accompanied through some other lower low, also lower highs. The shape right here on Bitcoin at the everyday was very bearish, but then we had a damage off of the lows. Okay, we had a break off of the lows. We broke over the high, growing a better excessive. And additionally, an all-time excessive, and that's what pushed us all the manner up right here to nearly $60,000. So I simply need you men to understand that even though, sure, we're in a bearish shape once we start to see decreased lows, and you already know lower highs, I want you guys to understand that we can quick bounce back. We can quick start to see a bullish shape on the charts. Right now, Bitcoin is slicing.